Parents, what is your kid doing or wearing that you hope is just a phase? My 9-year-old son, Lucas, started dressing like a clown every single day. Not the happy birthday party kind with red noses and balloon animals. This was a creepy mime-style clown with white face paint and a black frown painted across his mouth. He wore all black clothes with white suspenders and never, ever smiled. It started on a random Tuesday morning. I woke up to find him in the bathroom applying face paint he'd somehow gotten his hands on. When I asked where he got it, he just shrugged and said he found it. The white makeup covered his entire face except for these dark circles around his eyes and that permanent sad mouth painted on. I figured it was some weird school project or maybe something he saw on YouTube. Kids copy weird stuff all the time, right? But when I told him to wash it off for breakfast, he just stared at me through the mirror. Not defiant, not angry, just blank, like he was looking right through me. He wore it to school that first day. His teacher, Mrs. Garcia, called me during lunch asking if everything was okay at home. Apparently, Lucas hadn't said a word all morning. He just sat there with that painted face, doing his work in complete silence. When kids tried talking to him, he'd mime back at them like he couldn't speak. The next day, same thing, and the day after that. By the end of the first week, other parents were texting me asking what was going on. Their kids were coming home talking about the creepy clown boy in Lucas's class. Some were having nightmares. I tried everything. I hid the face paint, but he'd find new tubes somewhere. I offered him money to stop. I threatened to take away his video games. Nothing worked. He'd just look at me with those painted eyes and go about his day like a silent ghost. The worst part was how he acted at home. Before this started, Lucas was this chatty kid who'd tell me about every detail of his day. Now he'd come home, still in full clown makeup, and just sit at the kitchen table doing homework without saying a word. When I'd ask about school, he'd just nod or shake his head. At dinner, he'd eat in complete silence while me and his mom tried to have normal conversation. It was like having a stranger at our table every night. This sad, painted stranger who used to be our son. Church was the breaking point. We walked into Sunday service and every head turned. Lucas, in his black and white outfit with that horrible painted face, just walked down the aisle like nothing was wrong. Kids pointed and whispered. Adults stared. I wanted to disappear. Pastor Williams tried talking to him after service, but Lucas just mimed back, made these exaggerated hand gestures like he was trapped in an invisible box. The pastor looked at me like I was raising a demon child. That night, I searched his room while he was showering. Under his bed, I found this notebook filled with drawings. Page after page of sad clowns. Clowns sitting alone at empty dinner tables. Clowns in empty playgrounds while other kids played far away. Clowns being pointed at and laughed at by crowds of people. But the last few pages made my stomach drop. These weren't just random sad clown drawings. They were self-portraits. Lucas had drawn himself as this clown, over and over. In one picture, the clown was standing at a gravestone. In another, the clown was crying black tears while a woman and a man stood in the background looking angry. That's when it hit me. 6 months ago, Lucas's dad died in a car accident. Everyone kept telling Lucas he needed to be strong for mommy. Be brave. Big boys don't cry. Don't make mommy more sad than she already is. So he stopped talking about his feelings. Stopped asking questions about why daddy wasn't coming home. Stopped crying when he missed him. And apparently all that grief and confusion had nowhere to go except onto his face every morning. I got him into therapy the next week. Dr. Clark was this patient woman who didn't even blink when Lucas walked in with his painted face. She just started talking to him like it was the most normal thing in the world. Slowly, over the next few months, the makeup started coming off. First, just on weekends. Then some school days. The painted frown got smaller. The black clothes got mixed with some color. By Christmas, my real son was back. Still quiet sometimes. Still sad about his dad, but he was talking again.